What I learned speaking at a Bitcoin conference in Bali. Honestly, I never would have thought that I would end up speaking at a Bitcoin conference in Bali. But there I was, sweaty palms, full room, and time to go. And realizing this wasn't about Bitcoin. This was about freedom, about rebuilding systems when the old ones are crumbling, about finding your people when you've spent years feeling like an outlier. I've been living this nomad entrepreneur life for over a year now. And the deeper I go, the more it clicks. Bitcoin isn't just money. It's community, it's resistance, it's sovereignty. In this video, I will share what I learned in this wild gathering of freedom thinkers and decentralized builders. How Bitcoin is rebuilding broken economies. Why tools like Nostr are a threat to censorship, and how we're entering a new world order and what it means for you. This isn't about charts or coins. This is about taking your life back from the inside out. Let's dive in. Let's start with a man who made a massive impression on me. Dušan Matuška. We've recorded a podcast together. Dušan is on a mission to drop 100 million people down the Bitcoin rabbit hole. Not for hype, for impact. He's been educating for over 8 years, before it was cool. He co-founded MTH and Bitcoin Center in Rotan, building grassroots learning hubs, where people need them the most. His message was clear. Education is a bridge. Without it, freedom is just chaos. But with the right tools, the right people, and the right mindset, you're not just onboarding people into Bitcoin. You're onboarding them into sovereignty. If Dušan showed me how Bitcoin educates, Jimmy Castro showed me how it connects. He is part of the team behind Bitcoin Chiang Mai, a city clashing with digital freedom and nomadic energy. And Jimmy nailed this truth. Real support doesn't come from a shared location. It comes from shared values. Bitcoiners aren't just developers or finance geeks. They're builders, they're rebels, they're visionaries. You walk into a meetup in Chiang Mai, you don't just feel welcome, you feel seen. And if you ever sat alone in a hotel room questioning your path, that kind of alignment hits deep. Bitcoin isn't just peer-to-peer money, it's peer-to-peer empowerment. Then you had Alex Gladstein, who brought it back to the why. He said Bitcoin is for sovereignty, not in theory, in practice. Because adoption is power. The more people use it, the more merchants accept it, the more powerful the system becomes. For those whose bank has been frozen, whose currencies collapsed overnight, whose voices has been silent, Bitcoin is the back door to freedom. When the front door has been locked. Not polished, not perfect, but it's working. Because then came Obi Nwosu. He is the former CEO of CoinFloor and now building Fedi, a protocol that lets you build your own Bitcoin-powered economy. Yeah. You heard that right. Your own system built around your tribe, with shared custody and privacy by design. And Obi is not just talking it, he is building it. In Africa, in the global south, in places where sovereignty isn't a luxury, it's survival. He sits on the board of Burst, launched by Jay-Z and Jack Dorsey, to fund Bitcoin growth in the places that need it the most. Because this is what financial freedom really looks like. Bitcoin isn't a lottery ticket. It's a way out. It's building power from the ground up. If you're a nomad, entrepreneur, or creator chasing freedom on your own terms, you already get this. Now, let's zoom out. Because it's not just about building something new. It's about understanding why the old systems are failing. That's where Jack Lee stepped in. He brought Ray Dalio's Changing World Order and broke it down through a Bitcoin lens. Here's the deal. World powers rise, economies boom, then collapses. It's a cycle. Right now, we're living at the inflection point. Fiat systems are over-leveraged, inflation is eroding purchasing power, and central banks are printing like there's no tomorrow. And trust, it's fading. And when trust breaks, people don't want reforms. They want an alternative. Bitcoin isn't just a hatch, it's an exit. Jack said, Bitcoin is not the end goal. It's the beginning of a more sovereign life. And that shift, it's already happening. You've probably heard information is power, but here's the part no one talks about. If your communication can be censored, your power can be erased. Enter Nostr. Not a coin, not a trend, a protocol of uncensorable communication. Think Twitter without censorship, WhatsApp without the middleman, Discord governments cannot shut down. At the Prague Bitcoin conference, this was a major theme. Platforms are out, protocols are in. And I saw this play out in real time. Here is a short recap from the Bitcoin Prague video on what Nostr actually is.
What is Nostr? Well, Marius gave a small explanation of it already. It's a protocol. You can think of it like email. When you use email, email is the protocol that we use. But you have different email clients. Like you have Gmail, you have iCloud, you have Outlook, but they all work on the same protocol of email. There are different clients and different ways to use email. But with Nostr, it's quite the same. Nostr is the protocol where you have viral loops, discoverability, you own your own contacts, and you can use it with different apps. Those apps on Nostr are called the Nostr clients.
At the Bali conference, we used Satlantis, a Nostr-powered app to organize meetups, to find Bitcoin-accepting merchants, and connect with fellow thinkers. It was seamless, open, and unfiltered. And in places like Indonesia, where protests and censorship are real, people used Nostr to communicate safely. No middleman, no permission. It's not just innovation, it's liberation. And thanks to Satlantis, I got to speak about this exact topic on the Bitcoin conference in Bali. Here's a part of the talk where I explain how Nostr works.
So how does it work? The internet is built on a couple of layers. You first see the link layer, that's like the foundation of the internet. Then you have the IP addresses, that's what we try to avoid with VPNs, and that's the internet layer. On top of that, you have the transport layer, so the TCP, that's host to host. So when you have a server or anything like that, that's the host of the IP address. Then you have the resource layer, so that's the thing that's happening on the internet. That's process to process. All those layers together are the current social media platforms. So the content platforms like YouTube, X, Snapchat, Meta, so Instagram and Facebook, and TikTok. So yeah, those are controlled by algorithms, recommendations, engines that drive the whole thing forward, and virality to discover the things that they think you want. And to go back, Nostr goes a bit further than those normal layers. Nostr is address to address, so you own your own address on the protocol and you decide what you do with your address. So that's peer-to-peer, and the peer-to-peer layer, that's what makes Nostr extra special.
But this wasn't just panels and podcasts. This was learning over lunch, playing pedal under the Bali sun, and sipping from Bitcoin-branded coconuts. It was deep conversations, shared visions, real community. And behind it all, Marius and Diana, who helped organizing this entire conference. And of course, the entire team of Bitcoin House Bali. And I would really recommend you to check Bitcoin House Bali out if you're in Bali and want to learn more about Bitcoin. They didn't just host the conference. They built a space where freedom can breathe. So from me and everyone who's got to be a part of it, a big thank you. Because walking away from this, one thing was crystal clear. Bitcoin isn't just tech. It's agency, it's education, it's community. From tools like Nostr, from educators like Dušan, to builders like Obi and investors like Jack Lee. This isn't a trend, it's a movement. And honestly, it's just getting started. So if something inside of you, if is stirring, follow it, get educated. You can go to My First Bitcoin. I also did a podcast with Quinton you can check out, because My First Bitcoin is committed to let you learn the right things about Bitcoin in the right exact order. I would say find your people and start building your sovereignty step by step. I've linked Satlantis in the description if you want to explore meetups, merchants, and more. And if this video hit you, hit subscribe. Follow the journey on how I'm building my own freedom through entrepreneurship and Bitcoin, while documenting this whole journey traveling the world, because we've got lots and lots of more things to explore together. And if you love this video, you really love this one. No, really, you really love this one. So click on it. Now, visionaries, as always, take action, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.